The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here's Foles.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Foles throw into the hands here of Hardman.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6.
Foles
locates Hardman for another catch.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face a third down.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home,
Now Foles. This is complete to Hawkins. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case,
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen.
They've got his man complete. Touchdown.
Mecole Hardman. The Huskies are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Now the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it.
And his first carry, he loses the football. And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now, I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads. And you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp, even in the offseason where they emphasized ball security, and they're wondering why the message isn't sinking in.
Yeah, 5 turnovers last week, now 1 here in the opening quarter.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge game, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now a play fake here on first down. They'll roll him out right. But it's caught on the right side. It's Smith. Touchdown!
Devontae Smith.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Huskies have moved out in front. Rohrwasser now for the point after.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. On second down, it's Jones. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Second down and 3.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Third down, here's Jones. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
Now Kaepernick.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Aaron Jones
with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. And he'll throw this one away. But I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. They'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Hawkins. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
On is Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Take it at the 37.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's Kaepernick, sliding out of the pocket. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's got this down to the 35.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Jones running left. And he'll be taken down at the 34. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now Kaepernick. And he can't escape, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. To throw, it's Kaepernick. Going up top. And this is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Foster Moreau in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
They'll throw now on the final play.
That would complete to Dax Milne.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The second half starts with a carry by Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's Jones again on second down.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A give to Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And out across midfield down to the 45.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. The give is to Jones. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They'll run it with Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, second down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
To throw is Kaepernick. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. On now the Miami field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 48. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
7 yards, the pickup there.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
William Jackson with a pick. And the Dolphins are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got Vioski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And he's got some space here. And all the way to the opposite 49-yard line.
124 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And some room to maneuver. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Aaron Jones
with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game.
And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. On play action, they'll throw. Airing it out deep for Smith.
And that ball incomplete. He couldn't work free from his defender, and now it's 3rd down.
I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Huskies have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late. But they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. They'll try the right side with Jones. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. Again, it's Jones. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
182 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense.
They'll run on first down. Jones. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll try to run some clock now with Jones. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Dolphins on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. On first down, Jones. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Jones. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away.
31 yards on the punt there.
And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Back to throw, Kaepernick. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need.
Picked up by Tyree Gillespie.
And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw it than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Hawkins. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain. This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll look to throw again. And is it a touchdown? No signal. No, they say incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
Rohrwasser's kick is good.
And this is back down to a 7-point game.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And the ball game should end here on the kneel down by Kaepernick. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Miami, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Toronto, they drop their 7th game on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.